I'm ready when you guys are.
Our first meeting, MJ and I talked about the band. We needed great musicians to play Michael's music, but what was most important to me was to have a family atmosphere.
Go with it! Go with it! Yeah!
I think it's one of the best bands that Michael's ever had.
Each individual has a goal of wanting to do the best and play the best that they can.
I'm a huge fan. I've got the best seats in the house, basically.
I tell everybody, on this show, you hit your head on the ceiling. There is nothing higher, nothing greater. You can't go no higher. You can wind up with a flat head.
Our first meeting, MJ and I talked about the band. I said, okay, so you're a dancer. The drummer is the most important thing for the dancer. So he chose his drummer, who was Jonathan Moffett, Colin Foote. He's been with him a long time. He told me, when Foote plays, I feel like dancing. I said, that's your drummer.
My stage name is Sugarfoot, and Michael calls me Foot for 30 years. He just said, Foot. I really started playing drums at 6. By the time I turned 10 years old, I was playing with my brother's band in nightclubs in New Orleans. I played with a fast bass drum technique, and the leader of the band said, he's got a sweet foot, real sweet foot. I know we would call him Sugarfoot, and I hated it. Later on, band members from another band came out to California and had me on a tape and met Jermaine Jackson. And Jermaine asked, who's that on drums? And he said, Sugarfoot. So it preceded me out here, and then I wound up being with his brothers. Most of it was intuitive. I feel what they want. I feel what Michael would do, and I could hit accents with his dance moves, and he loved that. And he said, nobody's ever hit kind of accents. How did you know I was going to do that spin? How did you know I was going to stop? How did you know I was going to throw my arm up and you hit an accent? How you like you reading my mind? Because I really could feel what he would do, and we had a chemistry that was just magic. You know, it's beyond just physical world, and it was just a connection we had. That's why he always wanted me with him.
I have my go-to guys that I know can get it done in an instant. Sherry Johnson, one of my dearest friends, great percussionist. He was an easy call.
I never really thought that I was going to be Michael Jackson's first percussionist ever, but I did feel that eventually I was going to work with Michael Jackson. It's really amazing and inspiring to work with him, to watch him work, and the experience playing with the rest of the guys in the band is really special. Each person here is so specialized at what they do, and they bring with them a long history of experiences and expertise to their specific instrument. It's just a great group to be a part of.
Alex Al, bassist. There's nobody, in my opinion, that's better. Great bassist, and he plays keyboard bass equally.
I'm from Detroit, Michigan, Motown. So my dad played trumpet in the orchestra. My mom sang and played in church. And my brothers were both rock musicians and jazz musicians. So kind of came up in a musical family. I didn't really have a choice. It was like, what instrument am I going to play so I can be in a band so I can save the money? So I ended up playing several different instruments before I started playing bass. And bass was a blessing because it really just allowed me to express myself the way I needed to. One of my biggest influences is the great Motown bass player James Jamerson. So, you know, when I was younger, I love a lot of bass players, from Jaco Pastorius to Stanley Clarke. But the older I get and more seasoned of a player, I realize that James Jamerson really said it all. imperfections. I know from working with him over this last decade that he knows the way the hand clap's supposed to sound. He knows the rhythm on the hi-hat from the drum chair. He knows when the bass keyboard sound is right or it's the right guitar sound. So it's a challenge. There's no resting on the gig.
I actually found Orianthe, our guitarist. She's from Australia, and I actually found her on MySpace. Michael said, I need a hot guitarist who can play, and she can really shred and play and look great. And so I put the feelers out, and my friends came back with Ori like 5-6 times. So I found her on MySpace, wrote her a note. I'm Michael Bearden, Michael Jackson's musical director. This is the truth. This is not a lie.
Getting that email was just so surreal, and I went in and played for Mike Bearden and then MJ that night, and it was insane. When he came in, he walked through the door and they cranked up the Beat It solo, and he said, can you play that solo whilst walking with me? And I said, totally. I didn't know if I could, but I was like, totally. I started playing guitar when I was 6. My dad's a guitar player, so there's guitars all around the house. And I just picked one up one day and haven't put it down. I was obsessed by it and just listened to a lot of records and just tried to learn all the solos. Yeah, I just love it. Black or White was a lot of fun. I thought it was so crazy. I'm a huge MJ fan. I think we all were. And so when he would walk in the room, we'd all get so excited. Watch him come in front of us and start singing and dancing and just being in his band and being accepted and working with him. It's made me believe in myself more.
And the one guy that we got to replace the great David Williams, his name is Tommy Organ, great guitarist. Tommy probably was the last guy to come in, and he just, sound was there, his look was there, his spirit was there. He fit my family mold. He was the one.
I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. My father played guitar, and unfortunately he died in a car accident. And one day I looked in the corner and I saw his guitar and his amp sitting there. And so I just picked the guitar up and I started playing notes in the key of the song that was on the radio. And my mother came in the living room and said, man, that sounds good. And ever since then, it's nothing like having your own mother telling you that you sound good. So it influenced me to keep going. I played the solo to Heartbreak Hotel, and my wife said, you know, that's when I first started believing in you. When you played that solo to Heartbreak Hotel, and we are still together this day. And that's 30 years later.
Just jamming out, me and Tommy, learning some of the funky rhythms and sort of R&B stuff was just new to me, so I learnt so much.
Everybody was just so humble. It was like, I used to tell Michael Bearden, we are meant to be together. Can't ask for no more. I can't say it too much.
There's only a few guys that I really like to play with keyboard-wise. And I said, let me call Morris. And I told him, well, look, I have this opportunity. I can just bring you in. You just got to come in and really kill it, though. You have to kick it. He said, yeah, what is that? It's Michael Jackson. He said, I'll be on the next flight.
I've known just about everybody in the band from other gigs that I've done over, my career. To have them all in the same band is incredible. It's a dream band. Michael Bearden does a great job, so everybody really finds their role. We're very comfortable with each other. We lead each other, give each other space to do what we are, good at doing.
Right there, where we're playing. The second half of that, more dynamic horns to end this thing on. There's a thing that goes, da, da. It's like a machine in a band. I started playing piano when I was 5 and just graduated to what I call street university. I learned a lot of things in the street with different artists. I'm from the south side of Chicago, born and raised in Gary, Indiana, where they're from, the Jackson 5. It's not too far from where I grew up. So I would see them perform in a lot of places in Chicago before they really hit it really, really big. And I mentioned that to MJ one day, and he just smiled. We had a good time talking about that. That's what everybody's got to go crazy. And then Michael, watch MJ, watch MJ. Michael's music is so popular. And for musicians, you think it's simple until you start to play it, and you can really feel and see the complexity of it. That is the brilliance of Michael Jackson, making something complex feel simple.
I mean, we learned like 20 songs, maybe 22, 23 songs in a matter of about a week and a half. Within 2 to 3 weeks, those songs were completely tight. So we've taken to the music like a fish to water.
Michael Bearden pulled the band together in such a short span of time and have it this tight and this choreographed musically. I think it's really great and a testament to his talent.
We're working on the dance machine. Can you feel it? MJ's all over that. We're just trying to figure out how to weave it.
The band is just a great group to be a part of, and it's such a treat to play with them.
We've kind of become this little family because we've been seeing each other now for, months at a time.
We had so many great moments and so many memories that, will just be with me forever.
You get all that energy and that synergy together, and it just explodes. I think Michael was very happy with the band.
Felt really great that the greatest entertainer that ever lived wanted me around. I felt that he needed me around. It was very rewarding and gratifying,
It's a beautiful feeling, Greatest feeling in the world for me. And I've been doing this for a long time, This one did it for me.